Wow, you made it this far. Thank you for sticking with us. Just want to say thank you for buying tickets and persevering with the whole thing this evening, and to welcome you to the Ride Q&A. First question, please.
So I've got a question here from Erica. Besides playing live, what do each of you miss most from pre-lockdown life? Over to you guys.
Yeah.
Thanks, Andy.
I think just being able to be around people, playing live is great because you've got lots of people together and you're all enjoying the same thing, but just with your friends.
A nice cuddle.
Yeah, hugs. Being able to hug your friends.
Although they're kind of opening up a bit now, but it's a bit like going to hospital, but going to the odd restaurant now and again was always nice, which I missed, and football as well, which is an obvious one, but going to watch a sport was because that was always a time away from everything, which was always good, and again with people. But so yeah, this is, I suppose the overall theme is people. We miss people. Yeah, definitely.
And a second question from Erica. What do each of you consider to be comfortable lounge/house clothing? I just wear sweatpants and a t-shirt.
Me too. Tracky bottoms at home.
Yeah, I definitely discovered my lounge wear in this lockdown, which I never really used before. And you can get by on plenty of Zooms without decent trousers, because it doesn't really matter what you're wearing. So I was wearing shorts most of the time, but now I'm having to buy long trousers.
There's another COVID question from Jahida. These last few months have been difficult and testing for most people.
Yeah.
What things would you say helped you through the lockdown period?
Personally speaking, from my point of view, I did do 3 weeks complete lockdown, but then since then, what's helped me is just being able to go to a studio and to be able to kind of continue as best as I can with that in isolation, which has helps me a lot, yeah.
Bottle of wine a day.
Yes. You've been quite rigid about that.
Yeah.
Relentless.
No more, no less.
Quite a day.
Yeah, secret weapon. I feel very lucky to have not done the lockdown on my own. So just basically being able to spend it with my family and just enjoy it with other people, because I feel sorry for. It must have been really hard if you're just on your own. But yeah, so that's what's helped me get through and going for a run.
Cool. I'm going to move it away from COVID now because there's loads of questions. Carnival of Light, trivia, and re-release. So this is from Ian. Was the gatefold picture of the band in Carnival of Light taken on the grounds at Roxton College?
No.
It's been bugging me for years. I spent 17 years in Banbury and it looks very familiar.
It was the Manor.
Yeah, we set the gear up in the Manor, didn't we?
Yeah, the
So
Manor Studios.
Tom Sheehan, did he take the picture?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the old Manor Studios, which was Richard Branson's first major studio, which Paul Weller, many people made records out. I don't think it exists anymore. Oxygen, wasn't it? Was the thing that got it all going.
Was it one of the first residential ones or something? Or
it could have been, yeah. It was definitely early on, but it didn't the whole Richard Branson thing come because of the Oxygen, wasn't it? The whole Jean-Michel Jarre thing.
Tubular Bells.
Or was it Tubular Bells? Yeah.
I think
Yeah, I've got it completely
the album.
wrong.
There was a big mural of Mike Oldfield on the wall.
That's right. It was Tubular Bells, not
It's a mad
Jean-Michel
painting.
Jarre. Yeah. That
Very
makes sense.
inspiring. Any plans from Oliver Hernandez? Any plans to reshoot Carnival of Light?
To reshoot it.
Reissue Carnival of Light.
I don't know if we can say, can we? Which kind of gives the game away a bit. But
Oh, can we not? Are we doing it?
I thought we were.
Oh,
I thought we were
think
doing
so.
all of them.
so
but don't tell
yes,
anyone.
there are plans.
you heard it here first. Exclusives on the Ride Q&A.
We have done Nowhere and Going Blank again, haven't we? So I suppose we should start.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be an anniversary package. It's just a reissue.
Oh,
But
okay.
Is it not even available at the moment then? Is that
no,
the point?
No,
But you can get it online, no? Or
no, nothing.
It's forbidden. It's banned.
Yeah, it's
I'll
so
stop.
good it's banned.
I'll stop trying.
It's not safe.
From Mark Taylor so Mark Taylor's question, what are your next release plans and how have they changed with the current situation?
Sorry, what was that? Next?
What next ride release?
Absolutely no idea at the moment because
It's too hard to plan that sort of.
here we are. Yeah, we can't really plan anything anymore. So,
Got
unless
a new album next week.
We did record a show in Barcelona that we kind of thought we might make into a live album at some point, but that's not happening yet. And as far as new stuff, we haven't done any yet. Okay, so from Dave Schaefer, your comeback material is among the strongest you've ever produced. Thanks, Dave. What do you feel the secret is to the magic you found for such a great second era of the band?
Bottle of wine a day.
Oh, that was when I was on 2 bottles of wine a day.
Fave food question from Margaret Shin Fisher.
we didn't really answer that one too well.
Oh,
did we?
sorry.
What's the magic? What's the secret?
The magic.
The secret for the magic.
They're gone.
Keeping going, I guess. Just
Perseverance.
yeah, just keep on, keeping on.
In some ways, it was like making first 2 records again, wasn't it? Having so much time off and then coming back. So
Yeah.
having all that space between Tarantula and Weather Diaries, you can hear the difference. Hear the difference it made.
And making good decisions about studios, people we've worked with, and just a bit more experience to make better decisions. Whereas when you do it the first time around, you don't really have a clue what you're doing. You just sort of fall into things, and sometimes things came out great, and then sometimes things maybe didn't. I think we know what we're doing a little bit more now. Well, we did.
Yeah, sorry. From Margaret Shin Fisher, you've been around the world multiple times. Are there specific foods that you must have when you revisit various places around the globe? For example, sushi in Japan. I mean, yeah,
Well-
there's a few in there.
Yeah, I mean, poke was the big one in an American tour. That was the big
Yeah.
revelation, and got really into finding a poke bar and eating a bowl of that. That was just fantastic gig food. Yeah, but sushi is definitely one that we would chase down in any country.
Falafels always. Falafels always in it. Huh?
Whatever town, whatever country.
Yeah. Wherever you go, you got to find a falafel.
When in Rome,
Yeah.
find a falafel.
And Philly cheesesteaks as well, when in Philly.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, I do like to do that. I had 3 a day, 3 in 1 day, one day. That's probably overdoing it a little bit. From Jake Butcher, what is your favourite Beatles album, and do you have any advice on writing lyrics?
Oh, that must be for you, Andy.
Well, my favourite Beatles album switches really between Revolver and the White Album. I think maybe today I'll go White Album. I mean, I think everyone could probably answer that one.
Revolver always. Sergeant Pepper's I'd love to.
Pepper, really?
Yeah, totally.
Interesting. Have you heard the mono one?
Sort of in the artwork. No. I know.
I'll have to get you that one.
It's the stereo one or the mono one.
The mono.
Ah, okay.
The mono. It's really rocky. It's much more. It's much more like sort of like it's much more like the middle ground between Revolver and the White Album. It's got a real hardness to it, toughness.
Yeah.
Which isn't on the CD version that we all know and love. It's quite sort of orchestral feeling.
Rubber Soul as well. I mean, it's great always. I haven't
Yeah.
listened to them for a long time though.
For Steve, here's a question for Steve. From Nick Woods, if you could only take one of your bass guitars on tour, which one would it be and why?
It would be the Black Music Man, because it's been with me from almost day one, and it's still going strong, and I still love it.
And part 2, would the answer be different for recording?
Yes.
Would you like to elaborate on that?
No.
There's a Spurs versus Arsenal question, which I think we should probably just skip over.
No, bring it on.
Considering recent events, I mean, you know,
You know,
bring it on if you
the
want.
last 4 seasons finishing above Arsenal has been good.
Yeah,
And it's
but,
always the league that counts.
but luckily we managed to inflict some last bit of damage on you with the FA Cup win.
The the FA Cup. Yeah, I guess.
Made you have to jump through hoops to get into the Europa.
Yeah, no, that hurts a little bit, but
Football hurts at times.
Football always hurts. For Mark, OX4 sound. This is from Jason Hefner. Congrats on the OX4 Sound Studio. I know this is a Ride FAQ, but your solo song that you recorded during quarantine, titled Chained, sounds amazing. Any new artists that we should be looking out for from the work that you've done in the studio, and what's your advice for new artists starting out, especially in these times?
Well, Chained wasn't recorded at the studio, so sorry about that. It was recorded quite a time before. Some new artists that I thought have been great. But Charlie Clark from Astrid, his album's amazing. I just mastered that, and that's coming out on Alan McGee's label soon. And a band called Kundalini Genie from Glasgow as well, brilliant. Which I was lucky enough to master that as well recently. Yeah, there's lots. I mean, it's too much to remember. There's a lot. It's all on SoundCloud. I've kind of been putting stuff up there. And for bands starting out, get some gear and write some songs and get going. You know, play. I mean, persevere. It's tricky times for young artists at the moment. But just got to keep on keeping on, really.
Good advice. For Loz, from Yoonji in South Korea. How did 6 months of musical journey in France change your life, or how did it change your approach to music?
I think it worked really well for myself and Mark, actually. We basically just sort of cleared our heads somehow by getting away from everything and just sort of being surrounded by nature and I don't know. Mark's put it really eloquently. I don't know if I can, but it was just great to just to get away, clear your head, and get away from music, and it was just like starting again, really. Just felt just so sort of purified after that, and it had to be something completely different. It was a completely different world. There was nothing to do but listen to the sound of kind of crickets and another language that you don't speak, and silence and things like that. So it was just, it was very refreshing.
Yeah, definitely. France gives you back the life that maybe being on tour and in bands takes out. So it's kind of refuels you. And certainly music-wise, I definitely hung out with some sort of eco-warrior sort of French hippies in the area I was at, and they sort of turned me on to some things like Noir Désir, which I just think were amazing. Manu Chao, Jan Tiersen, I just love all his music. And the obvious ones as well, Daft Punk, Air. I mean, it's a lot of great music that comes out of France. Telepop music as well. I was lucky enough to collaborate with those guys as well. But I mean, there's a lot of brilliant music.
And you'll know what I got into.
What did you
What?
get? Oh.
Sibelius.
Oh wow.
Far out.
That was
That
the
was.
big. Yeah.
There's one more
I
question.
got teased for that a bit, but it's fine.
One more for you, Loz. This is from Matt in York. Thanks for tonight, and well done to Loz for his drum marathon a few months back. On that night, I think we can all say that as well. That was
Yeah.
an absolute Herculean effort.
Yeah.
For those who didn't
Still
know,
got
Loz
my
played
arms.
for 12 hours. Is it 12 hours?
Yeah.
For the NHS.
Non-stop.
On that night, Loz played Grasshopper a few times.
I
Love
did.
that song so much. Do you think you will ever revisit that kind of long instrumental form of song so we can all wig out?
Ooh, wow.
Do you ever come up with any longer freeform jams while playing together, or is it more a case of coming to the band with already formed song ideas?
That's fair. That's.
I mean, I'm
Bits of all of it.
I think we have talked a couple of times
Mm.
about doing that same thing of just going in with a freeform.
It's really difficult to kind of set yourself that task, right? We're all set up. Should we do something like Grasshopper? It has
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
sort of
I mean,
organic
Grasshopper
and-
is cool because it was a riff, didn't have a song. It was just like a riff, like almost like the beginning of a pop song, really. It's sort of the beginning of like Smells Like Teen Spirit or something, like a rock riff. But instead of writing a song, it just became the start and end, and then in the middle was just like whatever. But it just worked. So I don't know. It was sort of in a way, it was a way of using up that idea.
Yeah.
But
But we did used to do it a lot in the early days, and it's something we're always just on the edge of doing something like that. But you know, sometimes our sort of songwriting duties take over. But I think we'd love to, and I think
But it's a great idea, Matt, in York.
Yeah.
I think we should do that.
Yeah.
We should make a
do some more of it.
Cake.
Cake.
Maybe
Yeah.
We should make an effort to do it.
yeah.
And the final question, this is for Steve and Loz. This is from Paul Bingley. Loz and Steve have been recording some brilliant lockdown instrumentals recently. With all due respect to Mark and Andy's vocals, will these instrumentals ever be released, and are there more to come?
Well, we don't know yet, do we?
No, we'd like to do some more. It's good fun to do. It's very much tongue-in-cheek. Although we did get a bit serious with Chrome Waves.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to pull it back into Disney a bit more next time.
Yeah, we just wanted to put them out there, but now we know that there's an interest. It would be nice at some point to be able to
So a double album.
play it again.
I'd get it.
You know,
I'd buy that.
a lot of people
buy
want
it.
to play it.
Yeah, I'll get you one. I'll get
So-
you one.
I mean,
I guess
Sign
we'll have to
it.
think about that, but it
This-
was just to get it out there thing for fun, you know.
this is reminding me of that moment when we first rehearsed for the reunion, and we were like out the back door having a chat,
Oh yeah.
and we hadn't really played much of anything. We just set the gear up,
Yeah.
and we heard Loz and Steve playing Taste or something,
Yeah, like demons, like.
and it was
Never
just
Not.
like, wow, we don't have really anything to worry about because that is the track.
Yeah.
All we've got to do is turn up and put reverb on our guitars, and we're away. Steve's nodding like, yeah.
Or maybe we don't even. We don't even.
Let's get rid of these two.
As a
But yeah,
Great
I
way
mean,
to end the Q&A.
There is a lot going on
Tired
with
of
the bass
carrying
and
these
drums.
dudes.
It is good to sometimes just take away the layers
Vocals.
of guitars.
Just
hear
to go
what's going
outside
on.
and relax whilst
Yeah, we should probably
listen
go
to
on
them
holiday.
playing. Just
Oh, we can't because of COVID.
It's nice to lie down in the garden when these guys are playing like crazy
You carry on, guys.
and look at the sky and go, wow, they really can play.
Yeah, so I think it's kind of
More
cool.
recording sessions like that.
Yeah. It's like Slime Robbie of the shoegaze scene. Okay, I think we're done. Thanks for listening to this rambling Q&A, and we'll see you soon.